Алло. И вот он. Снова здесь. Красиво у меня, конечно, в понедельник включился интернет, но я в этом не виноват. Я ни в чем не виноват. Ну и, в принципе, я очень рад, что он отключился, потому что я в понедельник очень-очень устал. Кстати, я пытался тянуть время, чтобы не играть в Disco Elysium, но день все-таки наступил. Избежать мне от этой игры никак. Никак не избежать от этой игры. Так, есть пара вопросов к профессионалам. Тут есть 3 режима: помощь, детектив и хардкор. Что мне из этого можно использовать, чтобы быть молодцом? Я думаю, все отключить, прям все. Да я ебал, я что, буду как дебил сам кликать на все? То есть все отключить. Вообще все. Так, хорошо. Еще вопрос. Есть вот виды разной озвучки. На что каждая влияет? Есть какая-то инфа? Помощь включить, хорошо. Психологически классическая, типа, мне это все надо? Или ставить полную? Полная. Понял. Так, вообще как слышно игру, как меня? Нормально? Или погромче что-нибудь сделать? Я планирую вот так вот. Интеллектуал моторик. Жилой. Окей. Окей, окей. Так. Что вот все вот это означает, я без понятия. Искусство убеждения. Переиграйте всех. Целить. Ну, я пожелаю энциклопедия, короче. Я не знаю, что это мне даст, но что-то мне оно даст. Я не знаю, короче. Поехали. Тема на ярости живых зеркалах. Они здесь как дома. Даже в самой прозрачной воде можно утонуть, если она глубокая. Окей.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. You're conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Он тебе потом +1 даст, будет расти по мере прокачки. Хорошо, еще вопрос. Если игра зачитывает, мне вам зачитывать или нафиг надо? Все, пон.
Ever. Never, ever.
А вообще никогда.
Never, ever, ever, baby.
Ну, существует, да.
An inordinate amount of time passes.
А я ее офну, потому что здесь некуда ее запихнуть.
Struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Тут слишком большой интерфейс. Тут текст. Там слева какая-то херня. Тут какая-то херня. Мне просто некуда запихнуть ее. Запредельное количество времени, она полностью лишена страданий, в нем нет бывших жен. Еще давай.
You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
Здесь не еще.
Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
Поехали.
Right. Nothing town to fuck all borough.
Гляди, а вот я устал быть такой вот тварью, и город, а не похуям ли? Охуенно.
You. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
Не замолкай, спой мне песнь смерти.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Мать моя женщина, да мне же на шею голова присажена, а я внутри нее.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Да кто я? Это ты поступаешь собственным ртом.
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Somehow you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage.
Открываем глаза. Ебать. Сука, проснулся. О, как тяжело. Так, что это? Большая бутылка красного командора. Совершенно пуста. Ну. Ага, на правую кнопку мыши можно смотреть, что вокруг. Пустая катушка. Уже кто-то вырвал пленку, пока играла песня. А вопросик что дает мне? Свободное место, говоришь, да? Оп. Тогда надо не... Ну, мой реакшн не так тут нужен, наверное, поэтому я сделаю поменьше себе. Так. Катушечный магнитофон все еще включен, но пленки в нем нет. А я могу? Блядь. Эта катушка раньше была пленка, но кто-то уничтожил ее в припадке гнева. Видимо, песня группы Этаньер «Крошка церковь в Сен-Санс» задела не те струны. Согласно наклейке, песня была записана в 43 году. Понял. Так.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Хватай галстук.
You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you.
Схватиться за грудь. Блядь, я только начал.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
Все плохо, да?
Very, very bad. This is the end. Bad.
Сохрани сознание.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Все, я помер.
Cop suffers final heart attack. Detective Lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Это все, конец игры? Нет. Да все уже. Да все уже. Все уже. Может реально физиологию пойти тогда уж. Если я помер просто от сердечного приступа. Нет, нет, я переиграю ее, я переиграю ее. Сейчас все будет. Можно поскибать как-нибудь все? Или мне сейчас снова все это смотреть?
There is never an inordinate amount of time passing. You got it, sweet bro. Coming right up, sir. Alright, not you. You're this like a fly to the ointment.
The stench of liquor, right?
Somehow,
Окей, окей. Не буду. Ну только если, конечно, не умру с концами, тогда перезагружусь. А так хорошо. Я так и планировал. Типа, жить с последствиями. Так, F5. Можно мне? Отлично. Все, поехали. Так, бутылка. Красный командор, все дела. Вот эта штука, ага, да. Это. Так. Давайте тогда начнем со штанов. Опа. Штанишки. Разбитое стекло. Не, подожди, лучше не трогай его пока что. Ебать, какой красивый. Хранимся.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Ценить урон.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend.
Понял.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
Стоит пойти забрать его.
Cold wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Понял. Так, возьми ботинок тогда. Хотя бы один. Опа.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Выудить их.
It says whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Гостиница с кафетерием. Ага. Yes. Так, раунд 2.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached
Я в
itself.
прошлый раз умер с шансом 72%. Это вообще возможно? Значит, потянуть за вентилятор. Я потяну вентилятор? Че, ёбнутый?
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Угу, понял. Хватай галстук.
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain.
Блять.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure.
Я сейчас умру опять.
Spreading to your left arm. You'll know it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. Cops suffer.
Почему меня опять убило? Да просто ничего трогать не буду, я знаю, у меня есть план. Все под контролем, я уверен. Я уверен в своем персонаже. Он справится. Так, галстук надо снова забрать.
This fan has 2 chain pulls. The blades come squeaking to a halt. You swoop up what you have in your hand.
Так. Найдите второй ботинок. Похоже, ваш зеленый ботинок из змеиной кожи потерял своего брата. Найдите пропажу, прежде чем отправляться в неизвестность. Два ботинка лучше, чем один. Соедините эту пару. Он. Кто знал, что если я не вкачаю себе стойкость, у меня не будет здоровья. Я здесь просто неописуемый. Эпитетом, который приходит в голову, завидовал бы кто-то. Понял. Так, это что? Рубашечка. Что, теперь рубашки? Заебись. Ванная заполнена бутылками из-под вина, пива и ликеров. Здорово. Закрыто. Ладно.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities, virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Ощупай его.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
Блять, это была ошибкой. Что-то может быть такого.
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
Все нормально, потрогать нос.
It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
С языком-то все нормально.
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
Протри зеркало. Ля какой.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Это суперзвезда какая-то.
It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
Подозреваю, это потому что суперзвезда.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
Нет, суперзвезды всегда так ходят.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Суперзвезда.
You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here it looks like a cadaverous spasm. You
Проверь.
find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive, for now.
Нырнуть, что ли? Я могу сохраниться? Не могу сохраниться, сука. 50 и 50. Ну, когда, если не сейчас? Надо пока оставим. Ну, полагаю, тут мы все посмотрели. Что дальше? Ключ от номера 1. Так. Я дико знаю, как открыть дверь. Может, я в этом сохранении не посмотрел. Окно? Да, нет, вроде смотрел.
The window stands broken in its frame. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
Ладно. Так. В смысле, снизу? Что, я должен нащупать? Все, мы идем трогать зеркало. Я решил. Любое решение, потрогать зеркало.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Нырнуть пучина разума в поисках источника гримасы.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Так.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
Я скопировал, зачем?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Когда она была новая эра?
Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Я еще когда ее делаю, чувствую позыв подсокать языком. Цок-цок.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
А еще что-нибудь выныривает, типа кто я такой, почему упился до потери памяти?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice Kanema.
Ладно, достаточно.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Нет, электрохимия, спасибо, не надо. Это что такое? Временный босс исследования. Минус одна логика. Голова в облаках. Че? Что же случилось с Гийомом Ле Майоном, который со своей гривой янтарных волос и сверкающими зубами скружил голову потрепанным останкам нации? Пока ты страдал и мучился, может быть, он рассыпался облачком каиновой пыли, или просто стал 20 лет назад в углу, залитый светом Bois de Nuit, и растворился в изящном интерьере нового стиля. Да, стоит поразмыслить о том, что случилось с его великой задницей. Постой, а может быть он стал полицейским в западной Ревашоле? Усвоить. Что я сделал? Остановить. Зачем мне себя дебафать? Помощь у меня стоит. Ладно, тогда оставим. Вот я об этом же думаю, как выйти-то. Что-то еще не сделал.
The window stands broken in its...
У меня есть ключ от номера 1. Надо взять его в руку. Инвентарь, журнал, выделить, приблизить действие, взаимодействие, карта, шкафчик мысли, страница персонажа. Да. Помощь. Так. Помогите мне выйти из комнаты. Я навсегда останусь здесь жить. Вот это прекрасный прямоугольник, почему не открывается? Я слишком слаб. Ладно. Прям полностью перезайти в игру или только в меню? Я вас поздравляю, двери все еще нет. Перезайдем игру полностью. Да, последняя рыбак из Стима. Все недоступно. Все, что я узнал из этой игры. Уже времени много прошло, чтобы сдавать. Ничего, сейчас мы перезайдем, все пофиксится. Опа! Вопрос. Вот она. Сильно. На столе что-то есть. Возьми. Деньги? Еба. Бля, я не хотел выходить, сука. Да не, я хотел выходить, все правильно. Запахом моря становится дурно. Интересно. Опа, два ботинка.
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. Like two baby crocodiles.
Как сидят?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Нормально. Понял, я создал такого персонажа, что я совершаю ошибку, и я все, да? Ой. Да я просто не буду совершать ошибок. Я знал, что здоровье тебе полностью... Что физиология тебе здоровье в нулину сделает. Кто же знал? Подожди, дама. У меня хотя бы должно быть оно одно, а у меня его 0. Выпущенное в выходные издание сатиричной газеты Тромплемонт. Ловки на первой странице тебе ни о чем не говорят. Странно. Ладно. Есть мое одно здоровье. Понял. Электрохимию я не пойду делать, нет. Нафиг.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
Начальник, вы на меня работаете?
No.
Тогда почему вы назвали меня начальником?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Уверена?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
Все это
You've
время?
been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
Что это за вопрос?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Продемонстрировать гриму, блин, надо было качать внушение. Это было бы прекрасно. Я бы хотел видеть, как показывают гримасу. Я не смогу, у меня там шансы 0. 3%, я помру. Он покажет гримасу, кринжанет и сдохнет. Та-та-та-та-та-та. Почему я не помню, как работал копом? Да я вообще ничего не помню.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Кому в этом грешном мире хватило бы идиотизма допустить меня до охраны правопорядка?
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
Понял. Отчаливаем.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
У меня есть пара вопросов.
Yes.
Чем местным не угодила
The
полиция?
dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Что это за место?
You're in a hostel, sir.
Где в масштабе мира?
We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Ревошоль Форева?
Forever and ever.
Отлично. Сейчас 51-й.
It's 51.
Какой век?
The current century?
Какой век текущий?
Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
Сколько прошло?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
Что смешного?
You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Что нам недалеко от моего? Слышишь что-нибудь ночью? Ой, как я бухал, видимо.
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
А кто-нибудь заходил?
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Громко играла диско.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
Ладно.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Угу. Держимся.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped, and there was a change of pace.
Что
A
случилось?
slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Я пел вот это.
Yes, there was a church in there, a really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also
Что еще?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Ладно. Ну что произошло потом?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
Меня точно не нападали.
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Я еще что-нибудь сделал?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Можете идти.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Угу. Похоже, она оставила в пепельнице отличный длинный окурок. Еще дымится. И чё? Я этому порадовался. Сюда обычно ставят текст песни. Старый добрый микрофон для караоке, так, чтобы кто-нибудь спел в него. Хорошо. Колонка подключена к радиоприемнику, музыка то и дело прерывается помехами.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
Моя душа необъятна.
And it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
Это плохая идея. Да, пробил час, что мне спеть.
You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Может, что-нибудь радостное
No,
спеть?
no. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Окей. Это подтверждает мою свежую мысль, что я попавшая в переплет
Who
суперзвезда.
was mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
Хорошо. Надо спеть обязательно. Нужно найти катушку с достаточно трагической песней и прослушать ее на магнитофоне, чтобы запомнить текст. После этого попросить управляющего кафе, чтобы тот дал вам выступить. Лучше делать это вечером, когда в баре больше народу. Найти катушку с грустной песней. А у меня пустая катушка, да? Угу. Надо найти пленку тогда. Пленка. Кулер с водой. Крупный пузырек поднимается на поверхность. В кухне доносится тихое урчание электрической соковыжималки. Кто-то работает. Понял. Ну, за фэт. Хилочка есть. Круто. Жаль, мы не можем лечиться. Меню стерто. Единственное слово на доске — понедельник. Вчерашнее меню написано женским почерком. Сегодняшнее начал писать мужчина. Так. Появление. Зал зарезервировали для членов профсоюза. Открывается в 16:00. Внутри виднеются атрибуты профсоюза. Плакаты, забастовки, красные вымпелы. Дверь закрыта на замок. Объявление 13:00. Вход на кухню только для персонала. Автомат королевского пинбола не подключен. Так. Женщина.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Коллега.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Жать руку.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Придумай себе имя. Да.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Час еще не пробил.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
Нет.
Then we should ask him for a rundown of the area. Get me up to speed. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Конечно, продумал.
Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Блин, мужик, ну ты понимаешь, ну типа...
Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree?
Нет.
So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
А что бишь надо тут сделать?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
Двинули.
To you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
Стоп, разве мне не нужно какое-нибудь типа удостоверение?
You mean you don't have a badge?
Да проснулся, не было.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Ну, помощник со мной заговорил наконец-таки. Что со мной будет ходить? Епа. Заданий, блин. Так, прачка в теории танцев в трепье. Может что-нибудь знать об убийстве, которое произошло во дворе. Спросите его об этом. Смотрите тело, висящее на заднем дворе танцев в трепье. Это предварительный осмотр. Нужно всего лишь побороть рвотные позывы и подойти поближе. Нужно как можно скорее сообщить в 41-й участок о том, что вы потеряли удостоверение. Лейтенант предложил воспользоваться рацией в его мотокарете, чтобы позвонить в участок. Так. Как много дел. Как мало мыслей.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
Каковы ее отличительные черты?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Для королей в ушедшем веке довольно
The
занимательно.
sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
Хорошо. Так, куда мы сейчас здесь выйдем? Ой-ой. Тачка заполнена тающим снегом. Ну, то есть на указателе нахер полицию. Понял. Аллея мусоров. Название улицы забрать невозможно. Закрыто на зиму. Используйте главный вход. Товары из грузовика хаотично разбросаны вокруг. Так. Я куда-то не туда бегу, мне надо... У меня есть дела важные. Ребятки. Сообщим в рацию. Я потерял. Нет, подожди. Может, я найду свой бэджик. Три бутылки, их можно было бы собрать. Будь у меня пакет. Ага. Это что? Рюдесан. Кислым 8Б.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Я думаю, пока никуда звонить не будем.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Остановить траекторию движения.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Сюда. Ехал сюда, повернул сюда.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there and then accelerated straight into the fence. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry.
Это связано с делом.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With a jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
Окей.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
Куда следы ведут? Вот проехала
You are
машина.
correct. This is a rather motor carriage friendly city.
Думаю, я все понял. Да, они в канал на юг уехала. Это ебать где. Типа сюда куда-то. Не, вряд ли сюда. Что-то на ту улицу. Нет, там что-то разборки идут. Рита. Фотография сохранена. Магний. Шаму Джемс. Вдруг я читаю, понимаешь? Глянцевый журнал «Самые крепкие мужчины». В номере приведен список 10 самых крепких мужчин. У меня была мысль только что. Рита, теперь понятно. Хорошо. Что расскажешь?
Welcome to Ivashol.
Ты любовщик расист.
This man looks like trouble. You might not want to get into this right now. Plenty of time later.
Ладно. Доверюсь моему подсознанию.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
Ты
We
удивлена?
don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
The place looks the part. There's graffiti everywhere, and the traffic jam behind you is completely unregulated.
Есть пару вопросов.
What can I help you with?
Кто ты?
Me? I am just a gardener.
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
Что-то не договариваешь.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
I am working.
Над
I
чем?
have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done. Well,
Ну,
as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
узнать дорогу.
Of course. Where to?
Где находится труп?
It's there. In the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
Где я сейчас?
What do you mean?
Немного потерялся. Это Ревашольвер.
Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
На
The
востоке.
harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too. Some
Yup.
shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably.
Что на другой стороне канала?
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
На западе.
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach. No
Спасибо.
problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Нахер полицию, это что?
Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. Okay. Of course, I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Одолжи перчатки.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Спасибо. Пойдемте хотя бы на труп посмотрим. Буква R украшена короной. Ниже надпись на ленте. Свет над погружением. Логотип муниципалитета Ревашоля.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says "Whirling in rags."
Почему я смотрю на тебя, мусорный бак? Это же просто мусорный бак.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Как нам открыть замок?
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage,
Или что?
or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Окей. Куча детей. Воняет протухшим мясом и скисшим молоком, разлагающейся человеческой плотью.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
С 6 до 12. Считай точно.
What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being.
Сука. Она меня почти убила.
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
Следы рабочих ботинок, ага. Обувь я уже говорил.
Heavy workers' boots with.
Oh, no.
Isn't this something an industrial worker would?
Все, окей. А тут что? Странно, для детей лестница сильно шатается, но забраться по ней можно. Лестницу построили для детей, она не выдержит вес взрослого человека. Понял. Кто пытается выращивать травы в теплицу. Чё, не могу открыть ее? Могу, вот. Боевой дух. Тут что у нас? Демонный механизм ржавеет уже не первый год. Ладно.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Почему опираясь на кучу кровельного материала?
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
Двинуть.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Детектив.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Я туда могу пройти или там путь какой-то другой? Мы не можем пройти. Ну давай зайдем внутрь, посмотрим. Так, что у нас тут есть? Пустая упаковка от магниевой добавки магнулам. Магниевая добавка, которая втирает в грудь. Организм насыщается магнием, жизнь прекрасна. Понял. Сушеная голова свиньи выглядит мумифицированной. Серебряная тарелка с остатками желтоватого порошка.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Нет, я хочу все-таки как человек пройти эту игру. Может, прийти стоит вмешаться?
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However,
Он указывает на лестницу.
see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
То есть на плакате прочь с дороги или тебе конец? Окей. Монетки. Шикарно. Куда далеко мы не подожди. Я отсюда могу посмотреть на эту штуку? Точки наполовину заполнены дождевой водой. А вот это? Это мы не можем посмотреть. Погнали наверх тогда. Или как мы можем вообще здесь пройти? Это проем скоро обвалится. Понял. Эти развалины поддерживаются лишь ремонтные подпорки. Ведро. Открытка Гранд Курон 37. Понял. Монетки. Хорошо. Можем ли мы подняться вот сюда? Можем. Это круто. Еще одна хилка. Куда я забрел? Вообще, что происходит? Что это? Денежки. Еще. Класс. Так, и что дальше? Типа все, мы тут все посмотрели.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Чтоб меня разорвало, это полицейский плащ.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Ебать. Глядись по
The
сторонам.
wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Нихуя себе присвистнусь. Сон 1020 МК.
Is it? Qualsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
Я думаю, что это мой плащ.
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
Ну я же не помру, если упаду, правильно?
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here. You could have died there. Shit, 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 shit. I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
Hey, hey! What happened?
Да, я не знаю, я помру окончательно или у меня останется немножко полоски? Я просто не понимаю немного. Я еще пока еще не узнал, я просто хожу, блин. Показал Киму кран, сказал, вот я знаю, что это за кран. Оно когда вот до сюда дошло, оно немного остановилось. Я думал, может быть, оно меня и не убьет. Все, понял. Все в порядке, Ким, я просто сейчас не могу это сделать.
We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
Да, не сейчас. Ладно. Пока не судьба достать плащик. Так, что же делать? Думаю, надо смотреть труп. Кстати, насчет трупа. Это что такое? Изображен построенный, вопреки здравому смыслу, жилой район с видом на квартал Джемрок. На склоне холма, словно саркофаги, торчат 13-этажные здания. За ними уже клубится зловещий туман. Это последние годы экономического подъема. В 1939 году проект полностью заглох, оставив после себя трущобы, в которых процветает наркомания и гепатит Б. Понял. Перчатки. Напялим их. задняя техника. Латексные садовые перчатки классического канареечного цвета. Может уйти с службы и заняться садоводством? Над этим стоит задумать. Ладно.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Смотреть вниз.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Стойкость легендарна. Почему это так ужасно?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Вернулся. Слушай меня, ты. Где ты, блядь?
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Подойди.
Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
Просто хотел задать несколько вопросов.
Going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games. I'd rather die than squeal.
Get the fuck out of here, face. You got done. Talk to me.
So it's a girl. Interesting.
Кто из них Куна?
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno.
Пару слов, пацан, по полицейскому делу.
Right in the dick, Kuno. Get him right in the dick.
Love it in the dick.
Осуждаю.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Что это значит?
The kid is obviously high.
Понял. Хватит торчать на моем месте преступления. Да кошмар.
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno.
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Ким, что делать?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. You will see.
Теми силами.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
Вы двойняшки?
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
У меня пара вопросов есть.
Entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Я нашел твою лачугу.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
Отвинули стыкуну.
And then what? You fucking there? You fucking Kuno's kingdom!
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno!
Что за тема с свиной головой?
How's that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Понял. Проехали.
Too brutal for you, huh? Kuno, fuck your tongue off. Of course you want back in there. Everyone wants back in there.
Я нашел тарелку.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
Что за мангалам Куно?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Я отказываюсь становиться. Это магний, верно?
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a battle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
Все знаю про магний, постоянно его ем.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your shoe.
Fuck you, pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die!
О, как тяжело с ними разговаривать. Это мой плащ?
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that.
С какого такого?
Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep your nasty secrets. Kuno's not snitching.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. Yet, that conclusively explains how the coat got up there.
Скажи, можно попасть в порт?
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig.
Я пытался, вышло так себе.
Kuno knows. Kuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's okay, pig. Not everyone can face the fear Kuno style. Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Kuno doesn't fucking...
Как-нибудь так.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
Значит, мне не хватает магния?
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
Мне нужно закинуться магнием.
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
То есть ты мне говоришь, что нужно стать магниевой формой жизни?
Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Магниевую форму жизни. Минус 1 трепет. Общеизвестно, что люди — организмы на основе углерода, крохотные углеродные трубочки, которые слетаются вместе, формируя сложные мясистые конструкции, способные на мышление, любовь и передвижение. Также известно, что порой эти конструкции желают развеяться, употребляя алкоголь, амфетамины и так далее по алфавиту. В таких случаях очень важно в достаточной мере снабжать тело магнием. Устал — пей магний, грустишь — пей магний, посадил печень — максимум магния. Некоторые будут говорить тебе, что на самом деле магний ничего не делает, и тебе просто надо бросить, что мы им скажем. Скажем, магний нам нужен. Очень нужен магний. Так. Открыть мусорный бак. Есть запертый мусорный бак, у гарда, управляющего отелем, должен быть ключ. Можно также прибегнуть к грубой силе и пытаться открыть крышку самостоятельно, но для этого нужна монтировка. Так, удостоверение, тело жертвы. Вот это все здорово. Что мы сделаем, что мы делать-то будем?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes.
Полагаю, надо легендарную стойкость юзануть. Так, пацан, еще поговорим.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Мне не похуй, ему реально похуй. Понял. Кто ты такой, Куно?
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Любопытно, ты обращаешься к себе в третьем лице, чтобы сценировать ситуацию?
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that book shit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
Садить на книжку.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
Существо за забором начинает верещать пронзительно и яростно. Пожарная тревога.
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Если голос, качающий в сторону выходящих во двор окон, становится громче.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Просто ответь на вопросы.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
Здравый смысл, грубая сила. Что это за сраный цирк?
No! Get off, Kuno, you sick fat fuck!
The nearly psychopathic way they could slip in and out of the act implies you're not the first victim.
Не поднимай руку на ребенка, не поднимай руку на ребенка, не поднимай руку на ребенка. Здесь логичное положение.
Logical! Help! The logical pig is fiddling Kuno!
Подбил.
No one? Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place.
Listen to your friend.
Тим, это ты сделал? Такой гард, я уже не помню.
Kuno owns the fat ass. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Kuno! Help! Misters, help! He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late!
Не бей ребенка, не бей ребенка, не бей ребенка.
Look.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psychopathic ghost with an ace up his sleeve.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
Relax. He can't read your mind. He doesn't know you were thinking that. There's a dead body, remember? That's what you were doing here. You're a cop on a case.
Не врезал же.
I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut that shit down. You know what? You should have, because now you're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. King Kuno!
Kuno turned
Какие жалкие попытки.
bitch. You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno.
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever.
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
Симпатичная шапка.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper. You don't know where I come from. You just Kuno's bottom bitch.
Okay, Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember, this changes shit.
Click, 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 click.
Meaning, there's been a change in some kind of evil clockwork. There will be consequences.
Наташа потом трупе.
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Блять. Это что-нибудь подозрительно.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty Kuno.
Он упал на дерево.
planned. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
Ты видел, как это
You
случилось?
heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Понятно, ну и где же ты был?
I don't know. Some fucking...
Че он меня трахал? Он просто сидел как сука, просто верещал. Я постоял 5 минут, послушал, как он верещит. И сейчас он отвечает на мои вопросы. Что он сделал-то? То, что он поверещал, вообще ничего не значит для меня.
Mesco, or I don't know, some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Инфы никого мне не дает, блядь, бесполезный.
There's no night city anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Где находится на сети?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Что это был?
Kuno's fuck gimp. Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
То есть ты ничего не знаешь.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone.
Вернемся к этому позже.
Testing Kuno's patience.
Get lost!
Эмпатия нет. К эмпатии у меня нету. Что-то место преступления. Вы часто играете в этом
Right,
дворе?
Pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
Лазал по лестнице.
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
На твой взгляд, забраться по ней нельзя.
What does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Что в теплицу?
Keep that gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Про девушку возле танцев тряпье, это садовница.
Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the garden beds.
Стоит спросить.
Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
Мусорный бак.
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, Pig.
Я возьму кто что-нибудь спрятать, даже улику.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Why the fuck are you telling this shit to Kuno?
Надо менять
whatever.
тему.
Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Преступление я спрашивал. О теле спрашивал. Выяснить, что творится с этим пацаном. Не.
Kuno doesn't
Так, хорошо. А можно посмотреть на теплицу как-нибудь еще? Не.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Скажи мне, что именно ты делаешь в своей теплице в марте?
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Чуется быстро на нее посмотреть.
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see?
Пробку.
That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbour gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you. Glad to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you.
Угу. Что они думают. Добраться до моего прекрасного... А, я, наверное, смогу пройти до моего пиджака. Сложным путем. Лучше. Это прокинул бутылку рома. Прекрасная темная жидкость вытекает из нее.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
часа 2.
An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet.
Я не буду ставить санитариком, не могу, хорошо, что такое. Это вот тест не доводит
Maybe
до добра
you
вообще
haven't
никак.
turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Не слизывай.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then.
Ты был крутым.
Get your drink on and your act together.
Дайте спиртное. Бля. Ты мне что скажешь, друг? Мужчина спит, привалившись к столу. На нем спущенный рабочий комбинезон, сапоги, измазанные засохшей грязью, на спине овальный логотип с деревом и надписью Wild Pines.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Разбудить. Рассмотреть пластиковый предмет.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Сантьяго. Кто это, лейтенант?
No idea. Looks like he works for Wild Pines, the logistics company who owns and operates the harbor.
Почему он спит посреди бела дня?
Possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much to do aside from drinking and sleeping.
Взять таблетки?
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Это здорово. Так, техника. Украсть карту. Опа!
Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook.
Мужик что?
The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know.
Да
Better be
я
quick.
уже почти 3 раза помер. Когда такая, ну можешь использовать. Поможет тебе. От меня видит?
No, he's looking the other way, perhaps purposefully.
Перестать книжку, взять то, что между страниц. Я не знаю, что.
You find a black paper note with a woman's
Блять, я деньги
Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says 5 real. It feels nice and greasy. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to, just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent.
Пригодится, думаю. Нормально. Нам пригодится. Все нужно. Стандартная вахтовая карточка портового рабочего, который также заменяет разрешение на работу. В нижнем левом углу фотография ее бывшего владельца. К слову, на тебя она совершенно не похожа. Unlucky. Так, ладно, сохранится. И 3-минутный перерывчик у нас будет. Ща вернусь. Хе-хе. Так. Продолжаем.
Hello, sweetie.
Пожилая женщина, ссылка прочь языком семья.
Who's Sweetie?
Кто это тут зайка?
Why, you are, officer.
А может и правда.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
М. Смесь брачных ритуалов.
The mating rituals aren't the good part, sweetie. I know it's none of my business, but you look like you need someone to take care of you. I suppose all of us do it one time or another. I don't know what I'd do without Morel. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Она смотрит на тебя поверх очков и улыбается. Глаза ее блестят.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Скорее ее вербуй. А вы похожи в кресле. Да ну нахуй, нет. Покатаем вместе. Нет. Реально, заметили ли вы, но я не знаю, где я и что я делаю. Вот я вообще ничего не знаю.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Здесь вы правы, надеюсь, все не настолько плохо.
You know where we are, right?
Кафетерий танцев трепье, так?
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
В Ревашоле?
Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol.
Если честно, дулю с маком я знаю про Ревашоле. Это за место. Я знаю, что Ревашоль считался крутым в 30-е.
The new disco dancing. It seems like a lifetime ago.
В Захаре отображается свет тех золоченных лет, которые, когда город оказался полным возможностей.
Much has changed, but it is still the most beautiful city in the world. A rare jewel set in the sand between the pines. Everyone says so, even foreigners.
В пешей тишине она разгадывает твое лицо, ты верно выглядишь совсем потерянным.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Я без понятия, какой сейчас. 151-го.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
Я угадал последнее, я не знал.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Я без понятия, что у нас. Полицейский режим, может быть? Нас никто не уважает, наверное, мы полицаи. Про полицейскую. Это ряд?
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
But they still have cops.
Если отправить этот, откуда взялись копы?
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
Ну что, как справился с заданием?
You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Упоминали революцию. Что это?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
Как это связано с созданием копов?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
А кто может сказать больше?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Мне пора.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Ручка с доброй зеленой обезьяной. Ручка с головой зеленой обезьяны на конце. Глаза у обезьяны закрыты. Вид у нее добрый. Будто бы медитирует. Пригодится ли мне где-то ручка с доброй зеленой обезьяной? В чем вопрос? Ладно, мужик, пора поговорить.
A man in his late 20s with a thin, unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
Предвестник краха. Просто помолчи.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Копается за стопкой кассеров, находит клочок бумаги и протягивает его Лите.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Ну, вопросы. Все
His
будет.
face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Почему Сильви не здесь?
She went away because none of your business.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Я коп или не коп, все мое дело.
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
Не пошло у вас, да?
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do
Че,
with the
обидно,
lynching.
обидно, обидно, да, обидно. Бесит меня, это я феминист. Все связано со всем, друг.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Ты бармен.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Ты все равно можешь мне налить, верно?
I could if I were a bartender, but I'm not. I'm the cafeteria manager.
В чем
I
разница?
have 3 cafeterias I manage. 3. Get over it.
Кто его убил?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Все.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
%. Пожалуйста. За минуту скользнуть.
One moment you're running like the wind, then you've suddenly turned around and are giving him the finger, furiously, with both hands. Why?
Да, у инвалидной коляска прямо у меня за спиной, так ведь.
That's true. Yes. And it's worrying. But let's not fixate on it. Look at that stupid bartender instead. He has no idea what's going on. You and your fuck you fingers floating in the air. Barkeep's got his mouth agape like an idiot. You showed him.
Ты ему показал. Зачем обеими руками?
Everything goes dark.
Back so soon.
Оно того не стоило.
Admit it. You just missed the quarter light. The darkness on the edge of town. I was wrong to let you go. I should have kept you here. Is it bright where you are? Is it terrifying? Have you felt the love?
Ничего, справляюсь.
It doesn't look so, sweetie. Are you okay?
No, you have sustained a trauma to your lower neck. In addition, you have strained your left trapezius muscle. Pain surges down your back when you move.
Вы в порядке?
The chair took the brunt of it. Don't worry.
Are you sure, ma'am?
Yes. Check on him.
Sir, I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry. This has always been a cop-friendly place. The drinks are on the house, okay? There were a lot of drinks on the tab. I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window, though.
Изи, оно того стоило. Вообще, блядь. Это максимально того стоило.
He's shaken. Barter now and he'll cave in.
За окно платить не стану.
Okay, fine. I'll take it off your bill. Sleep in a post-apocalyptic hellhole if you want to. Just know I won't give you another room.
Спасибо за то, что пошел навстречу.
Yet, you still owe me 60 real for 3 nights stay. If you don't have a fun tonight, I just can't let you up there. And for God's sake, watch out for yourself.
Ох, какой же я гений. Легчайшее. Вопросы. Терпежники, блин. Я не стерпел и разобивал бабку и не заплатил ему.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Он у меня вообще
But
есть.
you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Где-то рядом, может, к югу
You
отсюда.
don't really know, do you?
Лишь смутно обугленный
A
образ.
vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Коп хули. Может, я могу как-то вспомнить, начертить линию до конкретной улицы, конкретной таблички на
You
доме.
can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Одинокая дорога домой. Давайте перемотаем назад. Пройдем по твоим пьяным следам назад до дома. Перепрыгнем через разведенный мост. Через канал к юго-западу отсюда. Упадем, поднимемся. Через 20 минут свернем с асфальтированной улицы и побредем через дворы, пугая детей. Пройдем под громадной эстакадой автодороги 81, пока не доберемся до района отчуждения в северном Джемроке. В это время года улицы замерзли, покрыты льдом. Пойдем по Мейн-стрит до Пердишн. Здесь в сторону отходит переулок, и в грязи отпечатали следы твоих подошв. Сводить. Класс, у нас уже сколько всего. Почти магниевая форма жизни прокачалась. Что бы это ни значило. Так, поисковое задание, кошмар, нанести ущерб. Вы должны оплатить ущерб, нанесенный танцем в трепье, иначе вам сегодня будет негде ночевать. Поспрашивайте денег окружающих и не растачивайте средства попусту. Если вы не уверены, сколько должны, спросите у Гарта. Кто-то позвонил в РГМ и сообщил о повешенном. Да, воспользуйтесь рацией Кима, чтобы звонить Сильвии, спросить, не она ли звонила в участок. Имейте, где находитесь. Елена советует вам поспрашивать окружающих, чтобы побольше рассказали вам о мире. Может, стоит поговорить с кем-нибудь богатым. Богачи – образованные люди. Вас мучает просто ужасное похмелье. Нужно хоть немного похмелиться. Найдите бутылку спиртного, возьмите ее в руки. Добавьте ячейку билета в руках в инвентаре. Это совершится чудо. Так. Бабушка, точно хорош?
Hello again, sweetie.
Прости, пожалуйста, что врезался. Не знаю, что на меня нашло.
Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I'm more worried about you. What was that?
Мое тело будто действовало по собственной воле.
Don't beat yourself up over it too much, dear. People do strange things when the old fight or flight kicks in. I'm just glad you weren't injured.
А вот у меня сейчас 8,90 денег. А мне нужно 130? У меня все нормально. Так вот, у меня вопрос. У меня сейчас ни хрена денег, да? Я не могу сейчас заплатить за ночь. Хорошо, 60. 60 это сколько? Это вот первая цифра или вторая? Как эта валюта работает у них? Да, типа копейки, а это рубли? У меня 8 из 60. Бля. А как заплатить-то, лол? Ведь он набрал 130. Должно спросить.
Yes?
Ой. Скажи мне о
What do
деле.
you want to know?
Если мы с равного участка, то почему ведем одно дело?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Пискомерение? Ты о чем?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Знаешь ты, чего я участник ретроградной амнезии?
Better still than an imbecile cup-off.
Бодаловка?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Хорошо.
Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Как по-твоему, это дело с налетом тайна?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Почему?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Жертва частный охранник, нанятый, завязший в трудовом конфликте корпорации. Угу. Когда мужчин за 30, чего же боли?
I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know?
Абсолютно что угодно, вообще ничего не помню.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
Вообще ничего, вообще. Только то, что ты сам мне рассказал.
Do you want me to brief you?
Да.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Нам известна о
A
жертве.
security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Чему мы ничего не знали про
They
звонившего?
didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Зачем
There's
прятаться?
a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Гаем это.
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Хочу уточнить наверняка. Наша работа найти убийцу, так?
That's right. You mean like a brief?
Нет,
There's no
всё.
reason to wing anything. If you didn't, 3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk.
Так, это
During that
всё.
time, the victim... Okay,
Достаточно.
then. Was there anything else you want?
Пока
Good.
все. Говорим о тебе?
Me?
О
I
тебе.
don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Нам будет проще работать, если мы наладим отношения.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Ты не похож на других людей в округе.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
Что такое соль?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
Ты просто рассказываешь скучно, а я хочу знать о соли побольше.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholier.
A point of pride to him.
На тебе очки?
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Не хватило тестостерона. Просто заметил.
Guess you don't need glasses, then.
Скажи какую тайну. Ну ладно.
The lieutenant nods.
Разговариваешь сам с
What
собой?
do you mean?
Ну, когда думаешь, у тебя бывают такие типа диалоги с собственным мозгом.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
То есть твой мозг не влезает с советами, предупреждениями всякими таким.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Пока все.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Ну, вот если я знаю, что я ничего не помню.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Я правда ничего не помню, имело место пьянство.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
Что не так с личными
Not a
делами?
fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs.
О чем мне думать?
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
Ну, у меня нет даже базовых знаний об этой вот организации, к которой мы принадлежим. Поможешь?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Понял.
Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
A
Проехали.
moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
За мной ходишь.
Excuse me?
Ты ничего
You
просто
have
заметил.
a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
В смысле
I
своеобразно.
hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
Это как?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
Ну, ладушки.
He simply nods. Magnesium-based life form.
Магниевая форма жизни.
We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species, the next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
Плюс 2 силы воли. С одна логика. Такого не бывает, мужик. Принять. Логика минус 2. Ты поменял цвет своего ника. Забыть. Не забывать мы ничего не будем. Вести итоги с Кимом в конце дня. Ким может ответить на оставшиеся у вас вопросы по поводу дела ИРГМ. Найдите его на балконе танцев в Трепье после 22:00, прежде чем отправиться спать. Тикомерение. Судя по всему, между участками 41 ваш и 57 Кима шло какое-то мерение письками. И письками. Спросите Кима об этом, когда закончите первичный осмотр тела. Понял. Мне нужен прекраснейший ключ.
Can I help you?
Мусорный бак на заднем дворе твой.
No, it belongs to the whirling in rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Какое-то интересное ощущение. Что это?
Prod at him and find out.
Это не бессердечно, даже обед кипятся от бедняков.
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Скажи
He
подробнее.
killed himself.
Что если я правда Красмозов?
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Что если я правда Красмозов?
We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. It was about the trash container.
Нам нужно ключи от бака.
What for, Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Я кое-что видел в танце карт. И хочу об этом поговорить.
What thing?
Я заметил знак, там написано, что столовая зарезервирована для профсоюза.
Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
Нам их найти?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Гард, я видел вывеску, там говорилось, что мне нельзя на кухню. Почему мне нельзя на кухню?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
У меня есть ордер на обыск.
No, you don't.
Откуда
If you
знаешь?
had a warrant, you'd be shoving it in my face right now. Besides, the RCM doesn't do search warrants. I know the law.
Fuck.
You'll just have to wait for the kitchen to open. If you have to get in there, which you don't.
You do realize you can just go into the kitchen at 1300 hours. No need for superstar charm or Sambo-style antics here. Sambo is an acronym for Samoan boxing. Graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. Just letting you know.
Энциклопедия реально просто базу все выдает. Говорим о другом.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Собираюсь петь здесь под караоке.
Absolutely out of the question.
В смысле?
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
Нужно выпить, нальешь?
Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this a shaker?
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing. It is but an imitation.
Это
Am
ничего.
I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Потому что ты не бармен?
That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else?
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Мое топливо спирт, иначе я не работаю. Если хотите, чтобы я разобрался с телом и делом, уже залить мне в рот алкоголь.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple?
Здесь у меня плохая идея, особенно маринеллами.
Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it.
Ладно. Да так много мест, куда можно пойти, что можно сделать, я ебал. Я вообще хуй знает.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Открыть замок ключом.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
В чем дело?
Just a feeling. A warning from some part of you.
Открывай.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Загнать под картонные коробки.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. The methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Что привычно делать? Нырять по помойкам?
Searching for evidence in the trash.
Погрузиться
The
глубже.
box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Поднять тряпки.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Вытащить.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. Are these the victim's clothes? The smell is not nearly as bad as the cadaver. These clothes could not have been in contact with the deceased for more than 2 days after his death.
Cadaver odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
То есть не позже, чем через 2 дня после смерти.
Yes. I think the clothes were taken off to get to that armor he wore, then discarded. They must have stripped him of it fast too, the scavengers, in a matter of days.
Пара
These
джинсов.
are marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Тянуть руку.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Ложить рубашку.
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
Грязное полотенце, кружка, больше ничего.
We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Надо спросить детишек, кто это выбросил.
What's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
Давай, пока. Удачи.
See?
Немножко тайстанцев может быть в этом замешан.
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The
Ладно.
lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Копаться в пищевых отходах.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this?
Что?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Вытащить.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting. Not just any man's. This dense cursive, it's yours.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Это мой почерк.
There's a lot of it too. And you've got an autopsy form in there, in the back. That light pink copy paper. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Кто-то из танцев выкинул его? Не знаю. Это...
Boring. Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives.
Хорошо, я так и
It would
сделаю.
also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Кружка. Я кружку эту заберу.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Вперед.
Only in its social sensibility.
Добрать.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
The container
Wow.
sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Отлично. Так. Что, вот это такое? Можно повысить уровень. Угу. Логику, блин, теряем. Неприятно. Вот у нас что? Испорченный журнал.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Что-нибудь еще?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Ладно.
Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us.
Смотри, туалетную
It's
бумагу.
just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Брать.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Смотреть зажим.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Рукой по алюминиевой полоске.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Лейтенант, а что это? Указать на наклейку.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Как мне это прочесть?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All
Например?
RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Интересно, какие именно
It
данные?
depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Это все спасибо.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Ой, осмотреть планшет.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
Стряхну журнал.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside? Light, made of paper or cardboard? Or dried flowers, perhaps?
Заглянуть.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
С ним блестит как лазурит, но он непрозрачный, внутри не заглянешь. Как его открыть, подвести?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
Открыть тайник.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know,
Открыть тайник.
without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
Что внутри?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Здесь билеты.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Взять открытку.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Понюхать.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Открыть.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
Он даже меня порадует.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Удержать открытку.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
There is nothing. Again.
Чё?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery. Just blackout.
Лежать не приходя в сознание?
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Кто это говорит?
That's me. Blue eyes. That's me.
Это кто был?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Нет, со мной было все в порядке, я спокоен.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
Какой приятный запах.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Это была бывшая, кто-то там, это...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Это было красиво.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
И находится в Voyager Road.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Еще было что-то что-то про токоприемник.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Хватит, я буду тут лежать и не двигаться.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Что это такое? Холодно.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Где?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
Распустя то же
You
самое.
were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
Сколько я провалился?
10 minutes, maybe.
Я наткнулся на выгоревшие руины своего прошлого, лейтенант.
That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Да, давай раскроем это дело.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Минус 2 авторитета, плюс 1 эмпатия, плюс 1 внутренняя империя. Это тот же самый журнал, который ты нашел в мусорке, только хуже. Непонятно почему. Он заставляет тебя думать о письме, о женском почерке, о неспособности встать утром с кровати, примечания. Есть курсор на пиане, чтобы знать о его эффектах. Окей. О, как много всякого недоступно. Точка навыков. Токоприемник. Белый траур. Маленький человек становится все дальше. Это на земле. Ой, очень, короче, сложно. Но, в принципе, интересно. Сохраним игру. И на этом мы закончим, да. Прикольная игрушка. Мне, в принципе, понравилось. Было довольно забавно, да. Так что, да. Продолжим уже в следующий раз. Получается, когда? В пятницу. А на сегодня все. Спасибо за просмотр. Приятного вечера. И спокойной ночи. Пока-пока.